She never imagined that her life would change so radically that morning in the old neighborhood pharmacy. Before I tell you everything, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future wonderful stories. Let's take a few steps back in time. In a quiet corner of the city, cobblestoned beams and old buildings, stood a pharmacy that for decades had been a refuge of care and comfort for the inhabitants of the area. The walls were decorated with shelves loaded with medicines and items of all kinds, and the air smelled of healing herbs. Within those walls, Lena, a pharmacy clerk, carried out her work with dedication and human warmth. Lena, who had been working there for just 6 months, had already won the hearts of the elderly customers thanks to her thoughtfulness and kindness. Every time someone crossed the threshold, they were greeted by Lena's warm smile, a true balm for the soul. Her hands were always ready to find the right medicine or listen to a story. The owner of the pharmacy, Mr. Vittorio, was an elderly man whose presence radiated wisdom and tranquility. Vittorio had dedicated his life to the pharmacy, turning it into a pillar of the community. Every wrinkle on his face told a story of dedication and sacrifice, and his eyes shone with an inexhaustible kindness. Every morning, the creaking of the front door announced the start of a new workday, and Lena was always ready to welcome customers with a smile. Every gesture, every word was imbued with genuine compassion and care. For Lena, work was not just a profession, but a life mission. Her heart filled with joy every time she managed to bring a little relief to her customers. One day, Vittorio called all the employees together for an important announcement. At his side was a confident young man, his nephew, Marco. "Dear employees," Vittorio began, "the time has come for me to retire. From today, Marco will take over the management of the pharmacy. I trust in his abilities and dedication." Vittorio's voice trembled slightly, a mixture of emotion and melancholy. A murmur of surprise ran through the room, and the employees looked at each other apprehensively. Lena felt her heart beating faster. Marco, with a proud smile, was quick to show off his pragmatic management style. For him, efficiency and profit were the priority, a drastic change from Vittorio's warm and human approach. The elderly customers, accustomed to friendly conversation and attentive service, now received impersonal and rushed treatment. Marco did not understand the importance of those brief moments of human connection, seeing them only as a waste of time. The cozy atmosphere of the pharmacy began to fade, giving way to a cold sense of impersonality. Lena found it difficult to adapt to her new environment. Each customer was not just a number for her, but a person with a unique story. Her dedication was fueled by the memories of her grandmother, who, thanks to an attentive pharmacist, had discovered diabetes early, thus improving her quality of life. Lena knew how important a kind gesture, a word of comfort was. One day, when the pharmacy was crowded with customers, an elderly lady approached Lena. "Young man, could you help me with this medicine?" "I'm a little confused," she said, visibly worried. Lena's heart sank at the woman's concern. "Certainly, ma'am," she replied warmly, trying to reassure her. The old woman explained that her son usually took care of her medications, but that he was away on business now. "I have high blood pressure, and I can't be without my medications," she said in a trembling voice. Lena listened intently, trying to figure out how she could best help the old woman. Every word the old woman said was a cry for help that Lena couldn't ignore. As Lena reassured her and handed her the medicine, the old woman frantically searched her bag, realizing that she had forgotten her wallet at home. Lena's heart filled with compassion. "I'm really sorry. I don't know how I forgot it," the woman said, visibly agitated. Lena could see the desperation in the lady's eyes and felt a deep empathy for her. He knew how important that medicine was for the lady's health. Without thinking twice, he decided to pay for it himself. "Don't worry, ma'am. The medicine is on me," he said with a reassuring smile. The gratitude in the woman's eyes was reward enough for Lena, who felt she had done the right thing. But she hadn't counted on Marco, who was watching the whole scene with disapproval. "Lena, I warned you. You're fired," he exclaimed coldly, leaving Lena and the lady speechless. Marco's words resounded like a hammer blow, breaking Lena's heart. She couldn't believe that an act of kindness could cost her so dearly. Lena, shocked, gathered her things and left the store, wondering if she had made the right choice. The pain of being fired was palpable, but even stronger was the sense of justice and humanity she felt. She walked through the streets of the neighborhood with a heavy heart and tears in her eyes, reflecting on how unfair the world was. But fate had a surprise in store. Shortly after, Vittorio arrived at the pharmacy, informed by his wife of Lena's generosity thanks to a call from an old friend. Vittorio, disappointed by his nephew's behavior, immediately removed him from his role as manager and called Lena back. Determination and justice shone in Vittorio's eyes as he faced Marco. "I apologize for your dismissal," Vittorio began sincerely. "My nephew did not understand the spirit of this pharmacy. I need someone who embodies the values that made us what we are. Would you accept to be the new manager?" Lena, with tears in her eyes, accepted. She could not believe what was happening, but she felt that her commitment and kindness had finally found recognition. Her empathy and generosity had transformed a difficult situation into a unique opportunity. This experience reminded her that acts of kindness, even if not always immediately recognized, can generate a lasting positive impact. Lena took on the new role with gratitude and determination, promising herself to keep the pharmacy's spirit of care and compassion alive. If you liked the video, it would be kind if you give it a precious like and remember to subscribe to the channel. The future of the pharmacy looked brighter than ever, with Lena at the helm, ready to lead with her heart and soul. Lena's story teaches us that even the smallest gestures can have a profound and lasting impact. Real change begins with each of us, one act of kindness at a time. The challenges Lena faced are a reflection of the difficulties many of us face when we have to choose between doing what is right and doing what is easy. What would you have done in Lena's place? Would you have followed your heart or followed the rules?